Welcome to Sort of Off Topic. This is my beautiful and talented and very smart friend named Max, and you better fucking respect her.
And this is Janey, my non-romantic life partner, who I would kill or die for 1,000 times over. And if you can't respect her, then you can't respect me. And if you can't respect me, you better get ready for a knuckle sandwich, baby.
Hello, and welcome to Sort of Off Topic. This is Janey.
And this is Max.
And this is the podcast that we do. Usually on the podcast, we talk about fairy tales and folk tales and mythology. We retell stories and we chat about them. But we like to do something every year called Off Topics, where we talk about the things that we're interested in that are not folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start off the season with something that I have been basically edging everybody on for quite a while.
Ugh. Take it back.
I can't. Everyone's too horny. And since you waited like a good little girl, I am going to now say open wide for the Magic School Bus Doppleganger Theory.
Doppelganger.
I got uncomfortable.
Welcome.
I didn't like that either.
Why did you do it?
One,
Let's talk about that. You know what?
To the bit. So
commitment for its own sake is not a merit.
Yeah, well, I'm giving myself an award later. So fucking prove it.
Committed to a whole bit about edging on the podcast where anyone could listen at any time for free.
Except for children. You're not allowed to be here.
Hey.
This podcast isn't for kids. Max.
Yeah.
You know what else kids can't do? Sign up for Patreon. You want to tell them about it?
I feel like we should make them wait.
Oh my god. Max wants to edge you.
Let's just roll it all back. Start from the fucking top.
Okay. Hi. Sign up for our Patreon. Give us money.
Yep. For $3 a month, you can join us on Discord. And you can tell us how upsetting it was.
Did you like
to have to be a part of that bit for that long? And for $7 a month, you can tell us that and also listen to the bonus episodes where we don't talk about edging for 45 seconds.
Also, if you join at the $7 level, you will get to vote on whether or not we should add an edge channel.
No, you won't.
Contact Janey.
No, this is
at sort of the story at gmail.com.
This is not a democracy.
Sure, Max is the boss of me.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Mr.
How
Gray, we'll
are
see
we
you
doing
now.
an off-topic episode about the Magic School Bus? And it is the horniest that this podcast has ever been.
I don't know. I've been alone all day. Sorry.
You're alone most days.
It's now starting to catch up to me. I need interaction. I need enrichment in my enclosure.
All right.
Excellent job promoting our Patreon, Max.
Thank you very much.
And without further ado, I'm going to fucking tell you about the Magic School Bus Doppleganger Theory.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited. Also, if you're like, I don't know what Janey's talking about, she mentioned it in one episode. I think like 133 or 134. One time. So
yes.
It hasn't really been that much of a lead up, but
that's true.
I'm very excited to learn about it.
Before we begin, this isn't just going to be about the doppelganger theory, which this is a theory put forth by Alex Bale on YouTube. I actually came across it on TikTok first and then found his YouTube channel. Very interesting. That's their whole gimmick is they do theories. And they're all very fun. So go watch their stuff. But I'm also going to put forth a theory of my own about the Magic School Bus that I've had for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. And since becoming a teacher, I've been watching a lot of the Magic School Bus. And so my theory has been growing. And now I think it's pretty solid. So I can share it with the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know, if you weren't a child in the 90s and early 2000s, The Magic School Bus is a children's TV show where an enthusiastic teacher named Miss Frizzle takes her 8 students on field trips to impossible places. They go to the bottom of the ocean, they go into space, they go inside each other's bodies, and they even travel through time at some point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did
you ever watch Magic School Bus when you were growing up?
I did. I don't remember any time travel, but
they go back and see the dinosaurs.
That's fun.
That episode is also wild because this isn't part of it, but they go back and they leave behind, they're charting whether or not dinosaurs eat meat or eat plants, basically. Like, that's their whole thing.
Sure.
And they end up leaving their chart behind when they go back to the future. And then later on, a paleontologist is digging and they dig up their chart.
Because paper doesn't decompose. All right, Miss Frizzle.
It might be in plastic.
All right, Miss Frizzle.
I know. Anyway, so they can do all of this magical stuff because Miss Frizzle owns a magic school bus that can basically do anything. Title of show. Just for our records, her students are Arnold, a scaredy cat who has red hair and glasses and wears a yellow and white striped collared shirt. Ralphie, who's the screw up.
Oh.
He has a backwards hat and his sweater says R.
For Ralphie.
Yeah, that's true. Keisha, Phoebe, Carlos, Tim, Wanda, and Dorothy Ann. Those are the kids. Okay? Really only Arnold and Ralphie stand out to me.
Oh, no.
I mean, some of the girls are bossy.
Sure.
That's the whole thing. Every episode ends with an Ask a Producer segment. So this is something I didn't remember until I recently started watching. And I'm guessing it's because I got bored when I was little and then stopped watching it during the Ask a Producer segment.
Yeah.
But in this segment, usually an unnamed male producer would answer caller questions about the logistics of the episodes. So sometimes there's also a female producer who'll come in and be like, I'm sorry, you're not the only producer. I'm also here. Stop erasing women's voices.
Shit, okay.
Yeah. Their job seems to be to assure listeners that this is just a TV show. So they're like, don't worry, you can't actually make it to the sun in a matter of seconds, and you can't actually shrink yourself down and visit your friend's blood. I'll talk about the producers later, but that's the show, okay?
Yes.
School trips, and then at the very end, Ask a Producer, where they're like, this is just a TV show. But they're animated.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not real. They're animated, and they're voiced by actors.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to talk about, like, the plot crux of it, that they're all trying to not... Like, the idea that... Who is it? Is it Arnold? Who is, like, always trying to be like, you can't take us on a magic school bus into space, or I'm going to tell my mom.
No, none of them do that. That's very important. None of them do that. Arnold is the one, he's a scaredy cat. He's all the time he's going, I hope we just have a normal field trip today. Or he's like, I hope we don't do anything special today and we just stay at school and we learn. And Miss Frizzle's like, let's see what the inside of a bat looks like.
And she just takes out a knife and a bat.
Arnold would prefer that.
Jesus.
She's like, have you ever drank human feces? You know what would happen if you did, Arnold? And he's like, I want to go on a regular field trip. They don't go to one single museum. Anyway. In the very first episode of The Magic School Bus, the pilot episode, it's called The Magic School Bus Gets Lost in Space. Arnold's cousin Janet comes to visit. She looks just like him, but she has cat eye glasses instead of round glasses, so you know that she's a lady. Mm-hmm. Janet is bragging about how her teacher is better than Miss Frizzle and how their school is better and how Arnold lies about all of these like adventures that he's going on. She's like, I don't believe any of your wild stories. She says this out loud in the class, and there is a moment where all the students are like working on stuff in the class, and she says, Arnold told me about all your field trips, and then all the students look up at the same time and they get a look of horror. Like, it's not even like, oh, it's funny, like, that kind of looks like they're scared. The animators, on purpose, they look terrified, and they're like, what did Arnold tell you? And she's like, he told me that you go on all sorts of field trips and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, but like, so he told you that? Why? And they look so scared. And they're very upset. So, to prove himself, Arnold is hearing Janet talk about how terrible Miss Frizzle is, and he's getting upset. And so he's like, Miss Frizzle, I think it's time we go on a field trip. Now, remember, we know because we've watched the show after this, Arnold is the scaredy cat. First episode, Arnold is the one that's like, we need to go on a field trip.
Huh.
Yes. He even seems really excited about the prospect, which is odd for his personality. While on the bus, he tries to speculate where they could be going. He mentions that they've already gone to the bottom of the ocean and that they have already traveled as a group inside of a rotten log. Those are two things that he mentions. I'm not making it up when I say she does weird shit.
She just found a rotten log and was like, hey kids, climb in. It's a field trip.
This is a
and then
field
she
trip.
rolled them down a hill.
At one point, they get pickled. Anyway. Okay, so he's like, we've already gone to the bottom of the ocean. We've already gone inside of a rotten log. Like, where else could she possibly take us? And so
That's the two places you can go on a bus.
Well, Miss Frizzle takes them to Pluto. So they go into space.
Again?
No, this is the first time they've gone into space. Janet spends her entire time in space trying to collect things to take back with her so that she can show everybody what she was doing. She's like, I need proof. So she's just collecting, like, space trash. She's putting it all into a pile, and she's, like, ready to put it on the bus. Miss Frizzle sees all this happening, and she is unbothered. In fact, the entire show, Miss Frizzle is unbothered. She never gets worried. She lets the kids handle their own shit, right? Mm-hmm. But the kids have a serious reaction to Janet trying to bring back proof. So much so that to stop Janet from bringing anything back with her in order to tell people that Miss Frizzle took him to space, Arnold takes off his space helmet and freezes to death in space. Yes. Janet at this point tells him, I'm not going without my proof. And he's like, okay, do you want proof of what's going to happen if you stay here in space with all of your stuff? And he takes off his helmet and you watch him freeze into a ice cube, basically. And then the show cuts abruptly to Arnold, sick with a cold and surrounded by Kleenex, and he's back in class, because apparently freezing to death in space just makes you a little fluey when you thaw. Okay, so that's the first episode. Mm-hmm. You look a little disturbed.
I'm a little bit disturbed.
That's a disturbing first episode.
What? Okay, you know what? I'll process as we go.
Okay.
Continue.
So this is where Alex Bale started to form what he calls the Magic School Bus Doppleganger Theory. Because how did Arnold survive this? At the end of the show, a caller tells the producer, this male producer, the caller calls in and says, hey, if Arnold had actually taken off his helmet, he wouldn't have gotten a cold. He would have died.
Sure.
And the producer is like, it's just a TV show. Like, yeah, he would have died. It's just a TV show, though. Don't worry about it. But at the end of this Ask a Producer segment, they immediately dispel this argument. Like, just in the exact same scene, it's revealed that the caller is an alien, and the caller says, quote, I'm still waiting for someone to get that pile of litter off my planet. So this is what they're constantly doing with the Ask a Producer segment. They are assuring callers, this is fake, this is not real, none of this happened. They even at one point visit the set of the Magic School Bus, but at the same time, they prove time and time again that all of the stuff actually is real. Like, Miss Frizzle has a pet lizard, a pet iguana named Liz, and Liz is constantly doing all of the things that they did in the episode when they're like, that wouldn't actually happen, and Liz is like bungee jumping with bubblegum and stuff like that, and you're like, what the fuck? Which proves they're lying. That's just the actual show itself proves time and time again that the producers are lying. So by the show's own logic, Arnold is dead.
Sure.
Okay. By the next episode, of course, Arnold is alive and well, but he seems different. For one, he is scared now. This is where scared Arnold starts. First episode, he's a little nervous. He has like anxious energy. By a second episode, he's terrified all the time. This only gets more apparent as the show goes on, but now anything Frizzle related, he starts to become the voice that's like, what if we didn't do this though? Like, what if this doesn't happen to us again? It's understandable. Okay, he survived a trauma.
Or did he?
Later in the series, the class goes to the bottom of the ocean and inside of a rotten log. And if you'll remember, they've already done this. Arnold in the first episode specifically says, we've already done this. None of the kids mention it. None of the kids are like, didn't we already go to the bottom of the ocean? Or like, a rotten log is specific. Like, we just find a second rotten log. All of them are like, wow, we've never been here before. And you might be thinking, okay, well, maybe they just did it and they're not mentioning it. Except that the show itself, anytime they do a repeat episode or a repeat field trip or something like that, which they do, they reference that. They will do flashbacks to those episodes. So the show sets up scenarios that prove that this is something the kids have all forgotten about, basically. All these things are just keeping in mind, okay? So here's where it starts to get weird.
Where it starts?
It has not started to get weird yet.
Oh my God.
In episode 2, which is called For Lunch, all of the kids seem to notice something weird about Arnold. All of them are like, this is right after he's frozen to death. The very next episode, they're like, Arnold, are you okay? You seem really weird. This is a direct quote, all of the kids. And Arnold's like, oh, yeah, I guess I kind of feel a little weird. And they're like, well, you look weird. They're just like negging Arnold.
Why do you have cat eye glasses now?
He's Janet. Anyway, so eventually he goes up to Miss Frizzle and he's like, Miss Frizzle, I feel really weird. Is it okay if I don't go on this field trip today? Is it fine? And Miss Frizzle is like, you know what, Arnold? Yeah, that's okay. Stay behind. Actually, it's a good thing you're staying behind. I was looking for a volunteer to stay off the bus for the day. And Arnold's like, thank God. Okay, yes. And you could tell he's super relieved. He did not want to go on this field trip. And the fact that Miss Frizzle is letting him stay at school by himself, he's like so relieved. So he says goodbye to the others and he goes inside and he opens up a bag of Cheetos and he's about to like eat a snack. But it turns out this field trip involves the bus shrinking everyone down to the size of a pill and tricking Arnold into eating them so that they can go inside of his stomach. So he doesn't even realize that everyone is non-consensually inside of his body, which is upsetting.
Yeah, deeply.
We, the audience, see that Arnold is still regular sized, right? He's going about his day at school. And the rest of the class and his teacher are teeny tiny and they're exploring his guts. But
gross.
There is a chilling moment in this episode that I'm going to actually show you to see if you can catch it.
Okay.
Go ahead and press play at the bottom. So they're getting shrunk down. So they just got eaten, right? Mm-hmm. They shrunk down and he threw a bunch of chips into his mouth and now they're inside of his mouth. There.
It's where your food goes after you swallow. Miss Frizzle.
Did you catch it?
What are you doing?
I don't...
Go back. So something really weird just happened. Something that, once you notice it...
Is it that there was a map of Arnold?
No.
Okay. Because
No,
that's also pretty fucked up.
Yes. Let's see if we can go back.
It's where your food goes after you swallow. Miss Frizzle. What are you doing?
Is Arnold on the bus? Oh my God, Arnold's on the bus.
How the fuck is Arnold on the bus if they're inside of Arnold? All right. What? Add another piece of red yarn that I still be aboard. Okay, so the camera pans to the students on the bus, and we see Arnold sitting calmly at the back of the bus with a bland smile on his face, like he's just there. When the camera pans back, he's gone. A moment later after this, they pan back again, and Arnold is there again. He's just sitting calmly on the bus with his friends, watching them talk. And
inside of him.
Inside of himself. And then he's gone again. This strange other Arnold disappears again. He doesn't come back for the rest of the episode. But this happens specifically with Arnold. I think only with Arnold. Several other times throughout the series. Every once in a while, a ghost Arnold will just pop back up with the group only to disappear again in the next shot. This probably is an animation fail, except that it only happens with Arnold. So there's another theory, that the magic school bus, which can shapeshift and can go back in time and basically do anything Miss Frizzle tells it to, also has the ability to bring people back to life. Okay, this is a theory that has been put forward since the beginning of the magic school bus, basically, where they're like, Arnold clearly died, and clearly this bus brought him back to life. But Alex Bale theorizes that it doesn't bring people back to life, that it's actually cloning them. And each time a clone is made, that clone goes through a week period that looks like it's sick, right? And so that's just the first couple hours or days of its life. It just looks like it has a cold, but that's because it's acclimating to being alive. Mm-hmm. So the theory is that every time we see one of the kids get sick, which actually happens quite a bit in this show, where some of the kids will just miss school or they'll just be sick at school for no reason, that every time we see one of them sick, we're actually seeing the aftermath of the previous child's death and the new clone's first few hours of life.
Holy shit.
So here's some more details that are important to Alex Bale's theory, which will also help to explain my theory about why I think Miss Frizzle is doing all of this. Okay? Mm-hmm. When the students come back from their field trip and they tell Arnold where they've been all day, he looks genuinely upset for a moment. He's like,
sure.
What? And then he looks up at Miss Frizzle, and one of the last things that happens in this episode is he looks up at her and he promises to never miss a field trip again. Mm. And this seems to please her. She's like, great. I was hoping you would say that. So it's almost as if this was the goal of this excursion, to scare the kids from wanting to skip her class, right? And this is proven in the very next episode, episode 3. I swear I'm not going to go through every single episode, but it's just a lot of wild things happen in the first 3 episodes.
Sure.
In episode 3, Ralphie, the class clown, gets sick. And his mother, who's also a doctor, tells him that because he has a fever, he can't go to school. And Ralphie starts to panic. He is like trying to push his way up. He's like, I can go to school. He's clearly sick. He has bags under his eyes. He clearly doesn't feel good, but he's like, I have to go to school. No. It's okay. I can make it. And he's really, really upset about missing class, which contradicts what we know about kids like Ralphie, because he's kind of the screw up. We know because he wears a backwards hat. He seems like he would love to skip class and do nothing all day. And his mom is also nice. She seems like she would let him like play video games all day. And of course, since he's not in class, guess what happens?
Did they go in him?
They go inside Ralphie.
What?
Miss Frizzle takes all the kids on a field trip inside of his body because this seems to be her most common deterrent to missing class.
From a purely narrative standpoint, and also I guess from a scientific one, why do that twice in a row?
Twice in a row when they know they're going to do other things.
Insane.
Just to set up that kids shouldn't miss class. So I believe this is actually also the first time that we see the kids actively lie to their parents about what's going on. Okay? Which is a very weird lesson to give in a kid's show.
Yes.
Miss Frizzle and the kids are broadcasting live from inside of Ralphie.
To where?
To Ralphie.
What?
Basically, they're filming and doing like a news broadcast inside of his body so that he can watch it on his TV and like talk to them through a headset. Right? He's like, wow, you guys are really inside of me right now.
Wow.
We're making him watch this field trip.
Good God.
So at one point, his mom walks in and she looks at the little girl on TV and she's like, that looks just like your classmate Wanda. And Ralphie basically just panics and gaslights her into thinking it's someone else. Yes. So the kids also fervently try to keep their field trip secret from their principal. They go to extreme lengths to distract him from finding Miss Frizzle out. They lie to his face. They block off doors. They take him around the school. Like, they do anything. The one time that they're allowed to miss field trips is when they are actively lying to their principal to keep him away from Miss Frizzle. And even the producers, in the Ask a Producer segment, they get extra nervous and fidgety when it seems like this is just a TV show cover story is about to be blown. Like, they all of a sudden are like, what are you talking about? What? That's crazy. You're crazy. Like, they get nervous, like visibly nervous if the secret's about to get out. So why? Right. For one, these are dangerous field trips. The kids are constantly put at risk by Miss Frizzle. And if even one of the tame field trips were to get out, so at one point they were shrunken and put inside of a pinball machine so that they can learn color theory.
Sure.
But they were just being like pelted with the pinballs and they almost didn't get out. Anyway, even if one of the tame ones like that were to get out, Miss Frizzle would be arrested for child endangerment.
Sure. And also for breaking the laws of physics.
Yeah. And also for breaking the laws of like kidnapping children. You can't just take them out of school without permission.
Yeah. And they didn't even sign a waiver.
There's no permission slips for sure. But Alex Bale points out that while this makes sense for the producers to want to hide obvious child endangerment to keep the show running, right? Because it's a popular TV show. In this world, every single kid knows this show around the world. They're calling in to ask your questions. So the producers have like a vested interest to keep it on air by being like, this is just a TV show. These aren't real field trips.
Yeah.
But the kids seem to be keeping their secret for one main reason. Miss Frizzle. This is what Alex Bale says, quote, Miss Frizzle may seem like this quirky, fun, eccentric teacher, but she is constantly manipulating these kids into being afraid and totally obedient. And within the first 3 episodes, that has been established. They are terrified of her. So why would she need these kids to be so afraid? Like, what's the problem? Alex Bale thinks it's because the 2 producers and Miss Frizzle are 3 of the original children, the ones who survived and got to grow up.
What?
So the male producer is a black man who looks uncannily like Tim. So I'm going to show you. And then the female producer is an Asian woman who looks a lot like Wanda. Male producer, Tim, same haircut. Female producer, Wanda, same haircut.
Same outfit, too.
Yeah,
like
same color schemes, everything. So these are clearly them all grown up.
Which, does that...
Okay, Max is now looking for which child could possibly be Miss Frizzle.
Is it Janet?
I honestly think Janet is a better guess, but no, that's not the guess. The female producer, like I said, Asian woman, has the same bob haircut as Wanda does, but she also has a stuffed frog next to her in several scenes. And this is important because Wanda has an entire story arc where she brings her favorite pet, which is a bullfrog named Bella, and she brings her to school, and they realize Bella needs to get released into a pond again because she's like a wild animal or something like that. And so this whole episode, she releases her into a pond and she says goodbye to Bella. And at the end of the episode, they cut to the female producer who is watching it on a TV and weeping.
Oh my God.
So there's another theory that, like I said, Alex Bale is like, this could be 3 of the characters. The theory is that redheaded Miss Frizzle is actually Arnold post-transition. And this seems like more of a stretch to me. People tend to shoot this down because, for one, Miss Frizzle doesn't wear glasses, and Arnold does, and every
LASIK.
other... Well, and every other... she takes the kids inside of her eyeball where they give her LASIK. That was one of those deleted episodes. No, there's a lot of adult characters who look exactly like the children characters. Like at one point they go to a carnival and you just see a guy who looks exactly like grown-up Ralphie, like as a carny.
Huh.
He's wearing the same backwards hat and shit, and Arnold's like, oh, it's a Ralphie. So whenever we see the adult versions, or what could be, they look exactly alike, right? Like the producer and the kids. So it doesn't really make sense. Like you would think that Miss Frizzle and Arnold would look more alike if they were the same person, right? And for another, all of the other theories have very obvious clues. That being said, in Miss Frizzle's house, they go to Miss Frizzle's house one time, right? And in her house, there is a framed photo of a redhead girl wearing glasses, wearing a collared shirt that looks a lot like Arnold's outfit. And just that one picture on the wall, people were like, honestly, why would they have that on there? That looks just like Arnold, but with a ponytail. So there's a lot of theories that that is Arnold grown up. Mm-hmm. I think that that one is not as,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are holes.
There's some holes. It's not even holes. It's just, that doesn't have as much proof as the other ones clearly seem to have. But I think it's an interesting theory. Here's another note in favor of the doppelganger theory, okay? They did a reboot of the Magic School Bus. It's the Magic School Bus Rides Again. And basically, Magic School Bus stopped running in 1997, and then Magic School Bus Rides Again started in 2017, so 20 years later. Mm-hmm. In the Magic School Bus Rides Again, Miss Valerie Frizzle, who is voiced by Lily Tomlin, by the way, I didn't know that.
Oh.
She is replaced by her younger sister, Fiona Frizzle, voiced by Kate McKinnon. The show explains that the original Miss Frizzle now has a PhD and has retired from teaching, which is why her younger sister is taking over. So they have an explanation. They're like, it's a new Miss Frizzle. It's 20 years later. Don't worry about it. However, the show keeps all the same kids. They look a little different. They have the exact same names. They are the same races. It's the same children. But we've already established.
Time has passed. People have aged.
There's a new Miss Frizzle.
Yeah. And they're all still in elementary school.
Yeah. Okay, so while all this fits Alex Bale's doppelganger theory, where the adult versions keep making their kid clones test out science experiments in order to keep their very popular educational show up and running, that's the theory. Mm-hmm. I actually disagree with the idea that Miss Frizzle is the original doppelganger. I don't believe the Arnold post-transition theory.
Yeah.
I actually think it's much more sinister than this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miss Frizzle, Mary Poppins, and Pennywise the Clown from Stephen King's It are all the same species. And I'm so excited to tell you why.
You have alluded to this a couple of times with me in conversation, and I am hyped beyond words.
Okay.
Reel me in. I am hooked.
They are the same. Let me explain.
Sure. Please.
I put that in my script. Let me explain. Hold on, Max. Let me talk.
Listen, reel me in. I am hooked.
All 3 of these characters, again, Pennywise the Clown, Mary Poppins, Miss Frizzle. All 3 of these characters interact almost exclusively with children. Okay? And when they interact with them, they directly manipulate their imaginations and show them things that either bring them extreme happiness, like Mary Poppins and Miss Frizzle, or terrify and endanger them, like Pennywise and Miss Frizzle.
Sure.
All 3 characters take an extended period of time between when they disappear from their chosen children's lives and reappear to a new set of children. Mm-hmm. For Pennywise, he takes 27 years to hibernate between feedings. Mary Poppins returns to screen in the form of Emily Blunt 25 years after she left her last nanny position. That's the Mary Poppins 2?
Yeah.
Back to nanny. We nannying again.
Bad nannies for life.
Okay. So it's 25 years between the two Mary Poppins showing up, and Miss Frizzle shows up exactly 20 years after the Magic School Bus stopped airing.
Mm-hmm.
A smaller detail can be found in the iconography of red balloons, which I just think is important to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Pennywise has a floating red balloon that, when seen, basically means that some kid's about to get ate.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're going to die. In the final moments of the second Mary Poppins, all of the characters float off while holding balloons. And that's just like another, like, that's very strange. And then in season 3, episode 2 of the Magic School Bus Rides Again, it's called The Frizz Connection. They go in a hot air balloon, which that's not enough to be like, okay, balloons. Except that while on the hot air balloon, for no reason, apropos of nothing, Miss Frizzle turns Tim into a balloon. And Tim is just a balloon with a face that the kids are holding, being like, ah! And Tim at one point goes, I'm very full.
Oh, God.
And then he just starts...
A balloon with nerves.
And then they accidentally let go of him, and he just, like, all this air goes... And they're like, Tim! And he's like, I'm a balloon. I didn't do this to myself.
Jesus Christ.
There's also, like, a performative element to it where, like, Pennywise is literally the dancing clown.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Mary Poppins brings the kids into, like, actual, like, animation sequences inside of their own minds and, like, entertains them with weird dancing penguins and shit. And Miss Frizzle does all the shit that she does with them constantly.
It also, I mean, the balloons connection makes sense. I would also say that all three of them, though, have a distinctive method of transport. Kind of. I mean, less so for Pennywise because he uses the red balloon to, like, appear places sometimes, but that's less connected. But Mary Poppins has the umbrella.
That's true. And her purse.
And her
magic purse.
Yeah, which are, like, her, like, icons. And then there's the Magic School Bus.
Oh, you're so right. Good, Max. Add it to the list. Okay.
I'm also stewing on a secondary theory as you're talking.
Yes. Okay, so here's the summation. I fully support the idea that Miss Frizzle was in the meteor shower that brought Pennywise to Derry, Maine, but that she crash landed just a few hours away in Rhode Island. By the way, they're too close. That's a 5-hour drive, and that's nothing in the grand scheme of how big the world is.
Sure.
Okay.
That's nothing when you can defy the laws of space and time.
Yeah, she's very close.
Physics.
Just
Ethics.
as and ethics, for sure. Just as Pennywise decided to become a dancing clown and Mary Poppins decided to become a nanny, Miss Frizzle put herself in a role that allows her close proximity to children as an elementary school teacher.
Also unsupervised by other adults.
Yes, because she's the trusted adult in the room. But unlike Pennywise and Mary Poppins, she found a way to keep people from questioning her authority and to allow her to feed for a longer period of time by cloning the children in her class each time they died on her field trips. So she's not going out like Pennywise and murdering an entire town full of people. She's just recreating the same kids over and over again. And possibly to cover the fact that she hasn't aged since her 20-year hibernation, she had the Magic School Bus make a doppelganger of herself, but older, appointing her sister as the new teacher to the same group of kids, which doesn't strike anyone as odd because just like the kids all grown up from It, who don't remember Pennywise, and just like the kids all grown up from Mary Poppins, who remember they had a nanny but don't have any recollection of magic, they remember her as a regular nanny. So just like all of those kids who had their memories erased, no one questions why all of the kids from the Magic School Bus are the same age and in the same class 20 years later. Because people's memories are constantly being erased in this town, the same as the other two. And of course, this opens up the possibility that other characters in different franchises are from the same world as Pennywise, such as Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, and also the characters from Monsters, Inc., which I think is fair to explore.
Yes.
As possible, being possible Pennywise monsters.
My under theory that I'm working on is Blue's Clues.
Oh, yeah.
The Blue Skidoo. What I would posit to you is that the only way to contain and satisfy whatever this creature is to lock it in a dimension that it controls entirely by itself, where it has participants that are effectively children and continuously forget the things that they go through
Can I give
like
you another?
blue.
Can I give you another example?
Please.
Mr. Noodle
Yes.
from Sesame
That-
Street.
There have never been two characters that are more similar in my mind than Pennywise and Mr. Noodle. That's the same fucking guy.
That's the same motherfucker.
I would also say Aslan from Narnia.
Yeah. Yeah, I can really see it.
Mhm.
So if you have any other suggestions of possible Pennywise monsters, please text us, email us, DM us on Instagram, or leave a 5-star review with your answer in it, because I want to know.
Mhm.
And that's the theories. That's Alex Bale's doppelganger theory and my Pennywise theory.
Yes.
I've been thinking about this nonstop for like weeks.
My life has changed.
Makes sense though, right?
The Fairly Odd Parents.
They're like magical beings. They're clearly feeding off of children's energy. And I think that Monsters, Inc. is important in it because
Yes.
Pennywise, the idea is like, no, he's feeding off of like fear and anxiety and like childhood traumas, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Except
He's creating them.
Yeah, he's creating them and then eating them. Like that's where he's getting his like fuel. And the second the kids are like, we're not afraid of you anymore, he loses all of his power over them. But in Monsters, Inc., that's when they started to realize, like, hey, we're actually getting more power out of children's laughter than we are getting out of children's screams. And they all started to kind of like, in their highly mechanized world, you know, like it's an actual world full of monsters, they start to go the other direction, which means that these creatures have the ability to go either way. And Pennywise is weakened by his reliance on fear because it's not sustainable, whereas Mary Poppins figured out pretty early on, well, if I'm there with them and I'm giving them a good show, then I can remain strong.
Well, now here's the question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible that all of these creatures from the disparate media that we've discussed, like Mary Poppins, Steve from Blue's Clues, and also Joe from Blue's Clues.
Joe, his brother. That's another thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe is his little brother after Steve went to college. It's the same thing with Miss Frizzle and Valerie.
Yes. All of these
Or,
disparate...
sorry, Miss Frizzle and Fiona Frizzle.
Yes.
Miss Frizzle is Valerie Frizzle.
Of course.
My apologies.
My apologies to the Fritz heads in the audience.
I'm so sorry.
Would you consider the possibility that all of these...
This would be my thing.
What?
This would be my smarty pants.
Oh, it would be...
Oh, sorry.
it would be...
Just realized I have one. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Dropout has a show called The Smarty Pants Society where people pitch the ridiculous things that they believe should be true.
And I was like, I wouldn't know. I don't have one.
No, it would
I
be that-
do.
Mine is that dogs should be magnetic.
Max, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Dropout, invite me on your show so I can pitch my Miss Frizzle as a Pennywise monster theory. Thank you.
I think it might be too well thought out.
My
But
pants might be too smart for this.
oh
show.
no, I would ask you this question. You mentioned the highly mechanized society of Monsters Incorporated.
Yes.
This is a group of beings that are all trained in the art of fear. They have cross-dimensional powers where they can enter into children's rooms. They also have somewhat of the same like memory altering ability.
Yes.
Is it possible that all of these other characters are how to put this, sociopathic refugees of the Monsters Incorporated universe?
You think they escaped their world?
I think that they rejected a society in which like labor is shared and rewards are reaped as a group, and decided that they could do better on their own. And that's why all of them are like loners. They're off on their own because they are capitalists.
I think this could be an indictment on communism for sure. I think it is more likely that these were the top criminals in their world, the Monsters Inc.
Yes.
University.
Yes.
The Monsters Inc. universe. I have a feeling that these were like when we cast out all of the I wasn't there. When England sent all of their criminals to Australia to die.
Oh.
I think that's probably where these three came from. And I think that there are many more that we just haven't figured out yet. Because in the Pennywise lore, Pennywise came to Earth billions of years ago and waited for humans to form. And that was when he started getting stronger, was when he started realizing, well, I can eat your fear, basically.
That's also interesting because he was here before people were here, which is obviously before like a complex brain could create emotions and everything, which means that fear is a universal concept that is not limited to Earth and humans. And since he's been here from the beginning, and because there's a pattern of him, again, not wielding childhood trauma, but creating it, I wonder if the fact that humanity is capable of feeling fear is because he sowed the seeds in early evolution.
Probably.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
I'm so excited to finally talk to you about it.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm just my mind is racing.
Guys, you need to write to us and tell us your theories. We want to know. Also, this is less of an important point. Redheads. Am I right?
Damn.
Fucking redheads. Even Peter Pan falls under that scope.
Shit. Oh, you're so fucking right. And he never ages. And he never loses.
He never loses. He's surrounded by little orphan boys. And he constantly does have people trying to take him down and failing.
Comically.
He goes in... It's canonical. The story of him taking Wendy, Michael, and George is that he flew up to their window and gave them the magical ability to fly. And then stole them from their homes. Also, Wendy, Michael, and George, right?
Yes.
Georgie. Another connection.
Interesting.
Also, one of the kids in the Mary Poppins, one of the kids that she nannies is also named George.
Fuck.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. I need a shower. Like, I'm just fucking... Woo!
Okay, guys. So
I might need to record a follow-up episode after I've had like a week to think on this with the rest of my thoughts.
The hardest thing is that this isn't going to come out for another 2 months.
Oh my god.
I know. Okay, so just so you know, with the sources, I'm going to put them in the show notes, but I got all of the Doppelganger Theory from Alex Bale's Magic School Bus Doppleganger Theory YouTube video. I got a bunch of my Pennywise and Mary Poppins lore, because that has been a theory for a very long time. Mary Poppins and Pennywise have been connected for years. And I got most of the details from that, from Gabrielle Gaysinger's Digital Spy article, and she just talks about the connection between the two. And then I also spent a lot of time on the Magic School Bus Wikipedia. I spent a lot of time on the fan wiki. I watched a bunch of episodes of Magic School Bus. Yeah, I made my kids watch a bunch of episodes of Magic School Bus towards the end of the year. So, just... I watch it differently now. But still.
Oh my god.
Okay, Max. Do you want to head out? While she's having her little meltdown. This is making me so happy. I cannot be happier with how this went. Guys, we are going to do probably 6 off topics in this season. You can go back and listen to our back catalog of off topics. I will figure out a way to group those easier so people can find them. You can find them on our website, actually.
You can. And you can also search for Sort of Off Topic on any of your podcast platforms.
Yeah.
And we'll probably come up.
And on our Patreon, I have a playlist with all of the off topics on there. And yeah, so just if you like this, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That would mean a lot to us. I share reviews that I like to our Instagram stories. So if you say something I like, it's going to go on our Instagram stories. And join our Patreon so that you can get onto our Discord and chat with us about your theories about who else is a Pennywise monster.
This is my whole life now.
Yeah, no, I've been going crazy.
Holy shit.
Okay. And guys, we love you and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
On TikTok,
okay,
there is a thing that started happening on July 4th. So because you're not like on it every day like I am.
Is it called patriotism?
It's called Gnomes versus Knights. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so there's this weird account. It started with an account called Crawley, and basically it had this insane video of like gnomes, like guys dressed like little hunchover gnomes, and they were like, the knights are being terrible, and they basically declared wars on the knights. Well, then a bunch of people who just own full knight outfits and do like aesthetic knight TikToks, they're like, okay, gnomes, we see you, and also, you sons of bitches, we raise you that you're shitty and we are gonna kill you. And then and then like the next thing you know, within like the last couple of days, like all these people who do like professional cosplays like that are coming up in like fairy costumes. They're like, the fairy folk have decided to join the gnomes.
Oh no.
And then like the wizards, now there's a whole, but the drama keeps getting better and better because now there's like the wizards convened. And the Grand Wizard, no, it can't be it. Like the head wizard, the guy, Big Papa Wizard.
Yeah.
He like walked up, Mr. Wizard. He went up in front of everyone, all the other wizards that were gathered, and he's like, us wizards, we have chosen a side. I don't feel so good. And then he died.
Oh my God, he was poisoned by the gnomes.
Drinking. We don't know, because he was drinking something. And then another wizard, it's the same guy, because they're all TikToks. Another wizard came up and they were like, wait a minute. And they like smelled his drink and he's like, poison? By who? And they're like, we can't decide who.
It's by the gnomes.
Well, they don't know. They're like, until we figure out who poisoned him, we're not going to pick a side. So the wizards are still up for grabs, and whoever poisoned him, the wizards are going to go against them. But like now other knights are coming up and being like, listen, I caught a gnome and then I realized I don't have a fucking beef with you. Why am I part of this? So I'm calling for a peace between the knights and the gnomes. And then snail people got involved. Sentient snail. Hold on. The snail people really got me, because also when I tell you this isn't like kids in their basement doing TikToks. These are like professional, but like from all over the world. Ugh.
It would be way weirder if it was kids in their basements. Kids don't do that shit. You know who does that shit? Adults on TikTok with outfits.
Anyway, that's something that's happening on TikTok, and it is truly one of the most intense things that's ever happened overnight.
Goodness.
Snail people. I just typed in snail people. What I'm realizing is this is not trending. I'm weird. What I'm
You are.
I guess I'm just on that side of TikTok.
Like, you are just caught in the crossfire.
And this is the sound effect that everyone's using.
The gnomes were never our enemies. Knights and gnomes will have to team up to defeat this evil.
So now, okay.
A river.
That's the new thing, though, is that now they're saying, hey, when did this start? Who started this? Because you can't prove that we did anything against you, but we also don't think you did anything against us. And now they're like, is there something else at play trying to turn nature against knights? And now there's like a greater evil, and now like half the sides are like, hold on, figure that out. So it's like a weird worldwide spontaneous game of D&D where they don't know who the dungeon master is. They're just like, what? Who's controlling this? And people are getting so into it. It's truly the best part of it's the best part of the internet right now. It's very wholesome.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Really wish I could find the snail people. But no Sneeple today. Anyway.
You know how people who hold within themselves an alternate self, which is an animal, are called furries?
Okay.
And people who that alternate version is like a reptile are called scalies.
No, I didn't know
You didn't know that?
No.
That's
Okay.
true. I think that snail people should be called slimies.
Slimies for sure. And I think that people should be called skinnies. Just people.
Skinnies. Yeah. Yeah, that's good for me.
Yeah, I like that too. What about birds?
I feel like there has to be a name for them, and I cannot
It can't
conjure.
be featheries, because that doesn't...
No.
That's not funny.
No.
Wingies.
I mean, if you got really technical, I guess they could be scalies, because feathers have scales. But
I don't think
neither here nor there.
I don't think bird people would like that very.
I don't think they would either. If
you're a bird
There's a lot of
person-
beef in the bird versus snake and reptile kingdom.
Oh no.